going to get started. Everyone can turn on their mics. And so we are just finishing up a workshop. So now I am calling to order the January 9th, 2024, 6 p.m. Shores Community Center Commission meeting. So Sherry, can you take a roll, please, for this?
Mayor Miller?
Here.
Vice Mayor Pledis?
Here.
Commissioner Cummings?
Here.
Thank you. Reverend Bob? This is Reverend Bob from the Drive-In, Daytona Beach Shores Drive-In Christian Church. Thank you for being with us this evening on this wonderful evening.
Glad to be here. If you would join me in standing for this invocation. Lord God of creation, first of all this evening we express our sincere concern for those who are on the receiving end of this terrible line of storms that are making its way through our state. We pray that you will keep in your safety those who are being most affected and have been most affected by these storms today, not only here but in other parts of our country as they have faced brutal winter conditions. So we share our concern for them this evening. And now as we gather in these chambers this evening, we welcome the possibilities and the opportunities of this new year, 2024, as we come into it, and as we come into it with excitement and with fervor for what we can do as community and as people together. We know that new days bring changes, and we don't like change very much. So we call upon your ever-present help in this time of change. We ask that you would guide us into these new days with courage and with strength. We know that there is change in the midst of our commission, in the midst of our city and our community. And so we ask for the very best results from that you would continue to encourage this group of city leaders and those who will join it with your countenance and with your wisdom. We ask these things in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend Bob. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, first, we're going to go over our presentations and public notice. I would just like to publicly notice our Employee of the Year. It's Kim Smith. So if you've ever been into our community center, I'm sure she's welcomed you there. She knows everything there is in the community center. She is an employee of our director, Nancy Maddox, and we're quite pleased to be able to offer her that award. We did do that in employee recognition at our end of year banquet and our Employee Appreciation Day. And tomorrow at Coffee with the Mayor, which I'm going to invite everybody to, we will have her come up and again, congratulate her. So next, we have another piece of good news, Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. And our city manager, who was our previous director of finance, can you tell us a little bit about this and what a wonderful award it is?
So this is an award through the Government Finance Officers Association. Sorry. This is an award through the Government Finance Officers Association, which is kind of the body for all finance directors across the country. And they have a program for both budget and for the annual comprehensive financial report. They do an award for
Is it for us?
Yes.
Chief Fowler, we're following your direction, please.
Tornado warning, but I don't have any information on where that is, so I'd say we'll carry on.
Okay, thank you. Please keep an eye out for us. All right, I'm sorry, Kurt, go ahead.
no problem. So this is in my opinion, a very prestigious award for a city to get. It says we have presented our annual financial statements in accordance with GASB, GAAP, and the GFOA has their standards as well that we must meet. It's a pretty strict, stringent process. They do provide comments every year on this, so I would just like to recognize Lori Irwin and say congratulations. And I'm going to put words in her mouth. I know she wants to thank her staff for all of their work as well. So we have a great finance department, and I appreciate everything they do, and they work very hard to get this award.
Thank you. Lori, can you come up and tell us a little about your staff? Whenever I congratulate Lori, it's always my staff. So congratulations. You have always done an excellent job from our audits on, so we appreciate everything you do.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And I'll tell you, they would have been here tonight, but because of this storm, they all said, we'd rather, and I said, no, I understand. But we are a staff of 5. We actually just filled our one position that we've had open for a little while. And we have Gretchen Swift, who takes care of, she's an accounting clerk 3, and she's been with us for 19 years, actually, this month. Then we have Jody Stewart, who's actually been here for a couple months. She takes care of our accounts payable, but has learned very quickly. And then there's Joanna. I think everybody knows Joanna, and she's the face and the sound of the whole city. She answers the phone. She's always who you talk to. And if it wasn't for these people, I mean, we couldn't get it done. I really couldn't. So.
Great. And congratulations on your new hire. I got a chance to meet him.
Thank you.
Looking forward to
Daniel
welcome him
Staff,
to
yes.
the city. Thank you.
Yes.
All
So
right,
thank you.
congratulations again. Appreciate it. Okay, next, the approval of the minutes from the City Commission minutes, December 12th, 2023. Do I hear a motion to approve those minutes?
I so move to accept the minutes from December 12, 2023.
I need a second.
I'll second.
All right, is there any discussion on those minutes? Anything that we need to change before we vote? Not Sherry, can you take a roll, please?
Vice Mayor Clitus?
Yes.
Commissioner Kalanos?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, thank you. On our consent agenda, we have 3 items. Is there anything that we need to pull before I ask for a motion for approval of those? Hearing none, do I have a motion?
Also move.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion on any of those 3 items?
The pedestrian safety grant. Does anybody or?
I'll let the chief answer that one.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. That is a $5,000 grant that we've applied for through IPTM and FDOT. It is specifically for doing operations between Milton Road and Beachcomber on South Atlantic Avenue. Reimburses us for up to $5,000 in overtime for our officers. So those are the operations that we already do. This will just bring money back to the city.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you
job.
for applying for the grants. May I ask too, I know Lori does a lot of our grants, but this particular one, does that go right through your department, or does Lori's group take care of that as well, application for a grant?
We make the initial application and Lori does all the work.
Okay, well, great. Thank you again, Director
if you
Irwin, for taking care of that. Okay, can I have a vote, please?
Commissioner Kalanos?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clitus?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, thank you. Okay, we have no old business this evening, so what I am going to do under new business, for those of you that have the agenda, item A was the procedure that we talked about at the workshop. Item B was actually the appointment. If we are going to approve these, I don't think it's fair for anyone that we appoint tonight, our 2 new commissioners, to vote on the other items without studying those. I'm going to move A and B right under G. So consequently, we are going to go on to item C, which is ordinance 2024. Can you read that for us, please, Attorney?
Yes, Madam Mayor. This is ordinance 2024-01, an ordinance of the City of Daytona Beach Shores, Florida, relating to posting of numbers, addresses on properties adjacent to Atlantic Ocean Beach, amending the Municipal Code of Ordinances Land Development Code. amending Appendix G, amending Chapter 5, Article 5, entitled Building Numerals by amending Section 5-10, entitled Numerals, to provide for the posting of building numbers, addresses east of the building for properties adjacent to the Atlantic Ocean beach, providing for enforcement and penalties, providing for a savings provision, providing for codification, providing for conflicting ordinances, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you, Attorney. All right, Stuart, can you come up and explain this? Is it, who is it, the chief? Who knows about, who's our subject matter expert on
That's
this?
Stuart.
Sorry, Stuart.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. Happy New Year. This particular ordinance 2024-01 is an ordinance that was formerly known as Ordinance 2023-17. But after the first reading that we had of the former ordinance in December, there were some changes that were made. So because it's a new year, we brought it back as a new ordinance, 2024-01. So this ordinance essentially seeks to improve emergency response times of our public safety officers here in Daytona Beach Shores and also in the county and other responders that might respond to emergencies on the beach. Essentially what it does is it requires that east side properties that are adjacent to the beach post on their seawall or on their property, in the rear of the property, the addresses that are associated with that building so that emergency responders can locate the property, but also beachgoers, who we know most of them are not local, can also identify the particular area on the beach to communicate that to law enforcement and or emergency personnel that would respond to any emergencies that occur. So this particular requirement would give if the ordinance is adopted, would provide for a 120-day compliance period. With regards to the sign, the size of the actual numerals that have to be posted on the seawall or in the sign, that requirement would only apply if it's a replacement or a new sign that is or signage that is being applied. So in other words, if someone already has signage on their seawall or on the property, on the east side of their property along the beach, this will not apply to them until they actually replace it or install a new one. So in addition to that, this particular ordinance, if it's adopted, also allows for the posting of the numbers or the address on a fence or on a sign if the seawall is not available, because we know that there are some properties along the 2700, 2800 block and other places in the shores that actually don't have seawalls. So with that said, staff is recommending approval. If there's any questions for me, I'll be happy to take those.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I do. I have a few questions, Stuart. Actually, beginning, I think it's on page 45 of the agenda. Do you have that in front of you at all? It's under section 5-10, posting of address numerals. Basically, it's alluding to who's responsible for that, and it says, part of it says it shall be the duty of the owners and occupants of each building to post the assigned building number on the property in the following manner, and then it goes on. But my concern is where it says owners and occupants. So for instance, if somebody lives in a condominium, they're owners or occupants, or somebody might be renting, they can't really be held responsible for doing that. So can we clarify that and basically say, and again, I know it's going to be difficult, but my understanding is this is really the homeowners association, if it's a condominium, that would be responsible for, correct?
Correct.
Okay, is there any way we can get rid of that language, owners and occupants? Because to me, it sounds like I would personally be responsible for doing that.
We can do that, and just in practice in the past, what we've always done is we've always gone after the property owner. But there are some cases in which a property owner might be out of town and we might not be able to make contact with them. And so we would, if it was a commercial business, we'd go after the tenant, just because, sometimes there's public safety implications that are associated with the identification of a property.
And then, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
And then a couple other issues. Now, you had mentioned if there's no seawall, they can put a sign. So I'm trying to imagine what this is going to look like. Now, there's still some existing seawalls where you can easily have that painted on there. But then the new ones, they're kind of a corrugated looking material, but then they have that concrete topper. So is it possible that they can put it on the concrete topper? Because you know, we look out on the beach all the time, and they have the parking posts, basically, and those are driven down there pretty well. But when you get a king tide, not even a hurricane, those are gone. So any sign that somebody's going to put in there is not going to last very long.
I think in practice, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think in practice what most establishments do and most condos do is they put it on either the cap that you're referring to, or if it's not corrugated, as you mentioned, they actually put it on just below that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so we do an inspection to ensure that it's actually properly placed and installed. And so we try to work with the property owner to find something that actually makes sense for the public safety emergency responders to actually be able to see that.
Now, I'm just trying to imagine, because a lot of those walls are pretty high, so, I don't know if it's possible they can put a sign, on their property itself, obviously, because nothing's going to work on the beach itself, so that won't work. But, so I just want to make sure there's some flexibility, in that. The other question I had, or concern I had, was when you walk north, kind of toward Daytona Beach, there's some smaller motels, and they have done that. They've put their own numbers on there, but they did it themselves, and it frankly looks terrible. And I know on page 46, under paragraph number 8, it says workmanlike manner, and I know what you mean with that, but I would like, if we can make some more specific language, professional, or with the bare minimum use of a stencil to do that, get some spray paint and a stencil to do it. The other thing I was going to ask is, would it be too cumbersome and too expensive for the city to go do that? If somebody needs it, somebody requests it. I'm not saying we need to go do everybody's, but if somebody doesn't have, or they do it and it looks like,
I think
a
I'll
terrible
defer to
job.
the city attorney on the latter, just because I think there might be some issues there.
I don't see a problem because, the city could buy good quality stencils. One set of them would not cost that much. And then they'd be uniform, might look good, and that certainly would be for a public purpose. So there would be no problem doing that. Now, whether you have the manpower to do it is a totally different subject.
So I can definitely get with the city manager afterwards to see, if that is something that we can accommodate. If there are, if there is a situation in which you have a single-family homeowner, for example, who, has some sort of ailment and they can't actually get out there to do it, if the city attorney is saying that it's a public purpose, we can certainly accommodate that.
Okay.
I'd rather that be the exception than the rule. So, I would like an exception process that they would come to you and state the reason why they couldn't put up there. And on top of Commissioner's remarks, the chief and the city manager and I usually every 2 or 3 weeks go up and down the beach. And there's plenty of properties. We rely on the chief's being in the city for almost 30 years. That's what that property is. That's what that is. And then Kurt and I usually have our own thing. So there was a lot of them that need to be updated and more of a uniform. And then can you explain to me, and if not you, who I can ask? I know right now, is Volusia County having a companion ordinance to this too? How will that affect us?
Yes, Volusia County, I believe they've already initiated a process according to their Growth and Resource Management Director, and I believe they're completing that this month. So very similar to what you see in the ordinance before you tonight is what Volusia County either has or is about to formally adopt.
So is it a duplication?
Yes, exactly. Okay. So basically, we're trying to replicate what the county is doing so that there's consistency along the beach, no matter where you're at.
Do I hear a motion to accept ordinance 2024-01?
Actually, can I ask one more question?
Certainly.
Now, I read something that this is going to affect the front of the buildings too, correct?
Correct.
But if they already exist, they don't need to do anything?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. The exception is in both cases, whereas the rear of the property and the front of the property.
Okay. Now, will the motion be made with the changes in mind?
That's what I was going to say. If you make the, right, correct?
Yes.
With the changes that was suggested. Okay, so I think it'd probably be better.
Madam Mayor, why are we doing this not knowing what the county is going to put in their ordinance? Because if the county has a different criteria for the numbers and it's inconsistent with ours, then people are gonna be taking the numbers down, and wouldn't the county supersede us, and shouldn't we wait maybe until?
So just for clarification, and I apologize for not clarifying this earlier, the county's ordinance is already adopted in first reading, and it only applies to unincorporated Volusia County. not-
So it only applies to their
Correct,
jurisdiction, not
correct.
ours?
Correct. And
Okay,
so
oh,
our
okay.
ordinance will match what
Okay,
they're doing
then
outside
that
the
clarified
cities.
that issue. Okay,
I
no worries.
apologize.
All right, and can I ask Commissioner Economist, can you make the motion so, because you have what you would like to see changed?
I would move that we accept the ordinance, but with the changes that we discussed. Do you want me to list all the changes, or?
Have you taken note of them, just as long as our director has them?
I have note of them.
Okay, just maybe taking owners and occupants out of section 510 and replacing it with some other word. But again, it might need to change depending on what type of building, and then maybe using a different word than workmanlike, maybe professional or something to that effect. But I would make said motion.
I'll second.
Hey, any further discussion?
No.
Sherry, can you take a vote, please?
Commissioner Economos?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Plitus?
Yes?
Mayor Miller?
Yes, thank you. Okay, we are now going to move on to ordinance 2024-02, and that is a request by B&Y. This particular will be postponed to a date certain of February 27th, the second meeting that we will have, and request was made by the applicant. Is it okay to go on? Okay, next, we're going to talk about ordinance 2024-03. That's the sewer development impact fee. Tony Boyce, can you read that for us, please?
Yes, Madam Mayor, this is ordinance 2024-03, an ordinance of the City of Daytona Beach Shores, Volusia County, Florida, relating to sewer service, amending the Municipal Code of Ordinances, Appendix G, Land Development Code, Section 12-4.36, entitled Development Fee, Impact Fee, providing for the amendment of sewer treatment service development fee, impact fee, to coincide with rates established from time to time by the City of Port Orange for such rates as applicable to the City of Daytona Beach Shores, providing for legislative findings and intent, providing for implementing administrative actions, providing for a savings provision, providing for codification, providing for conflict, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you, Attorney.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. This particular ordinance is an ordinance that attempts to improve the efficiency of the city's sewer impact development fee adoption and as changes occur with the City of Port Orange. So as you may recall, the City of Port Orange levies a portion of the city's sewer development impact fees. So they take care of the treatment and we take care of the conveyance. And so routinely what the City of Port Orange would do is they would change the sewer development impact fee, which only applies to new development. And as such, because we have that specific fee outlined in our Code of Ordinances, we actually have to do 2 readings and go through the whole process. So with this ordinance, if it's adopted, the changes will happen automatically whenever the City of Port Orange actually amends their fee. So the city is not changing its portion of the fee. It's only, this will only allow us to be more efficient and quicker in a response whenever the City of Port Orange adopts their, or makes changes to their portion of the sewer development impact fee.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for our director? Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion to accept this ordinance? The number again.
I'll move to accept ordinance 2024-03, sewer development impact fee.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Sherry, take a roll on that, please.
Vice Mayor Plitus?
Yes?
Commissioner Economos?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes. Okay, now ordinance 2024-04. This also has been postponed by the applicant until a date certain of February 27th, 2024, 6:00 p.m., and that will be our second meeting of February. Next, we'll go on to Resolution 2024, adopting the 2023 Emergency Management Service Statewide Mutual Aid Agreement. City Manager, is this you?
Yes, Madam Mayor. This is at a request through the county. This is actually our agreement. And we only attached our signature page, but this is an agreement that every municipality and county will sign with the state to have statewide mutual aid with the state.
And I do need to read the title.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
This is resolution number 2024-02, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Daytona Beach Shores, Florida, adopting the 2023 State of Florida Division of Emergency Management Services statewide mutual aid agreement.
Thank you. And do we need public input on this one?
Yes, I would request public.
Is there anyone in the audience that has any comments that they would like to make on this? If not, do I have a motion to accept Resolution 2024-02?
Also move.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? If not, Sherry, can you take a roll on this, please?
Commissioner Condos?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Platis?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, thank you. Okay, now we're going to pick back up with A, procedure for appointing replacement commissioners. So those of you that were not here at our 5 o'clock workshop, if we look over our charter, it specifies that we replace these commissioners by appointment. So that means that our existing commissioners can appoint someone to that position. We took it a step further at this workshop. We had 4 people here during the workshop that showed interest in this position. So we got a brief overview, about a 3-minute on each one of those. So the procedure that we're using will be by appointment, and that will be a nomination by each of our commissioners. Is that correctly stated?
Yes, the process will be a nomination, a second, if there is a second, and then at that point, there can be discussion among yourselves, and then you need to ask for public input,
Okay.
and then there would be a vote.
Okay. So, so right now, what I need first is a vote on that procedure. Is that procedure that we are going to follow for our vacancies? So I need a motion for that.
I move to accept the procedure as discussed in our workshop with regards to each commissioner being entitled to an appointment with a motion or second, and then a motion, and then a vote after public comment.
Thank you.
I second.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion? And just so you know, we had a very lengthy discussion. We cannot vote on anything in the workshop, so we discussed the procedure. We're bringing it forward now to our commission meeting where we can vote on it. So Sherry, can you take a roll on that, please?
Can I say something
Certainly.
real quick?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to mention that part of the procedure was that each of the, other than the mayor, would make a motion, but that motion is not an appointment. It takes the entire commission to make the appointment.
Thank you,
And
Attorney.
that was implied in what you had said, but I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. So, so we have approved that, correct, Sherry? So we're
We
on,
haven't voted yet.
okay, all right. Take a vote on that, please.
Vice Mayor Platis?
Yes.
Commissioner Condos?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, thank you. Okay, so now we are going to go on to the appointment. So I'm going to ask one of you if you were first going to discuss seat 2. Our openings right now are in seat 2 and seat 3. So the first thing I'm going to ask is for a motion, and please follow the suggested motion criteria for seat 2.
So, Madam Mayor, may I have the honor to move to appoint Stefan Dembinski as City Commissioner to fill the vacant seat 2, which comes with an approximate 10-month term ending on November 12, 2024.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. So right now, this is opened up to anyone in the audience that has any comment or anything that you would like to say. Okay, if not, Sherry, please take a vote on that.
Can we have a little discussion?
Certainly.
I'm doing this, and I took notes. My key to the appointees are to provide continuity, it's also more important to provide confidence to our residents. So Chief Dembinski, of course, former chief, he's attended thousands of city commission and meetings, knowledge, experience. Also being an interim city manager, I think he will, God willing, provide that continuity that we have a need for to make sure we can effectively administrate and assist the city in doing the best things we can for the residents.
Absolutely. Thank you for, yes, because it was a blow to us to lose, two of our longtime commissioners. So that's a great word, continuity. That's what we need in someone familiar with our city. So we did not have any comments. So Sherry, can you take a vote, please?
Vice Mayor Politis,
Yes.
Commissioner Talamontes,
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes.
We opened it for public.
We did.
Okay.
Commissioner Dubinsky, can you come up and join us on the dais? Congratulations. Thank you. Can
We
you?
have to swear him in?
Yeah.
We're going to swear him in.
Separately. Do you want to do that first before we go?
Yeah.
Before you come up, you got to
I'm
get.
sorry, yeah, stay, sorry, too soon, so, okay.
Swore at or swore in?
Okay, and what we are going to do, the two commissioners, this is just, it's a formality. He will be sworn in, but a lot of times you don't have your family here and maybe a family Bible that you want to use. So at our second meeting, we are going to repeat this process of swearing in.
Okay, congratulations. Okay, and by the way, Sherry is going to be notarizing this, and I'm going to be presenting it. Okay, I,
I,
your name,
Stefan Dembinski,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support,
that I will support,
protect, and defend
protect, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and government
and government
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Florida
and of the state of Florida
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
domestic or foreign,
domestic or foreign,
and that I will bear true faith,
and that I will bear true faith,
loyalty,
loyalty,
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
and that I will,
and that I will,
in all respects,
in all respects,
observe the provisions
observe the provisions
of the charter
of the charter
and ordinances
and ordinances
of the city of Daytona Beach Shores,
of the city of Daytona Beach Shores,
and will faithfully
and will faithfully
discharge
discharge
the duties
the duties
as city commissioner
as city commissioner
for the city of Daytona Beach Shores,
for the city of Daytona Beach Shores,
on which I am now
on which I am now
about to enter.
about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Fantastic.
Congratulations. Okay, I am now going to ask for a motion for the vacant seat 3. And please use the motion that our attorney has outlined.
I move to appoint Mark Card as the city commissioner to fill vacant seat 3 for an approximate 10-month term ending on November 12th, 2004. This was a difficult process. As I mentioned before, I did get to speak with 3 of the candidates, and I was very impressed with each and all of the candidates. And again, I cannot thank you enough for being willing to come forward and doing this in light of the new rule changes. I know it's not an easy thing to do under normal circumstances, but considering that extra hurdle, we all appreciate it. Again, Mark has been a staple in this community for 25 years, successful businessman, was a firefighter in his early days, heavily involved in charitable work. Again, I just think he's going to make a terrific addition to the commission.
Mr. Card, can you come up, please, and get sworn in?
We haven't done anything yet.
We haven't voted yet. Hold
No.
on.
I'll move to second.
Okay, any further discussion? Anything else?
Yes, it comes with all the respect to all 4 candidates. You all have your each credentials and you're stellar. I guess as city commissioners, we're entitled to nominate those who we want to. Again, I encourage you That and Emily, that you have wonderful credentials, and if you're going to run, we encourage you to do so. But yeah, I'll second the motion and call it up for a vote.
Okay, and this is actually public participation again. Is there anything that anyone has to say? Okay, if not, I know I rushed this, but Sherry, can you take a vote now, please?
Commissioner Conlon?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fleitas?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, thank you.
And
Okay, Mr. Card, can you come up? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I called Emily. It's Ashley. I apologize.
Commissioner,
He's been sworn in.
No,
Because it has to be the remaining ones.
okay.
So you would not vote.
okay. Mr. Card? And as we normally do, Mrs. Card, can you join him up here, please?
Okay, again, Sherry's going to be notarizing this. I'm just the mouthpiece here. Okay, I,
I,
in your name,
Mark Card,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support,
that I will support,
protect, and defend
protect, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and the government
and the government
of the United
of
States
the United States
and of the state of Florida
and this state of Florida,
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
domestic or foreign,
domestic or foreign.
and that I will bear true faith,
I will bear true faith,
loyalty,
loyalty,
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
and that I will in all respects
and that I will in all respect
observe the provisions
preserve the provisions
of the charter
of the charter,
and ordinances
the ordinances
of the city of Daytona Beach Shores,
of the city of Daytona Beach Shores,
and will faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties
the duties
as city commissioner
as city commissioner
for the city of Daytona Beach Shores,
for the city of Daytona Beach Shores,
on which I am now
for which I am now
about to enter.
about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Commissioner Card. I'd like to take a seat up here. Okay, congratulations to both of you. Again, we will have a more formal swearing in on the January 23rd meeting. Is that the date? 23rd, thank you. Okay, we are now going to go on to city attorney comments.
Just welcome to the new city commissioners. I'll be giving you my cell phone number, and I hope you will use it, because I'm here to help with anything that y'all need.
Great, thank you.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, city manager?
First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to our two new commissioners. Look forward to working with you over the next 10 months. A couple of other things real quick. We had, I don't know the results yet because I was over here, but we had our closing or our bids for the Florida Power and Light box art. So we'll be reviewing those and be bringing that back for discussion about how much money we have and how much it's going to cost as early as the next meeting, but most likely first meeting in February to decide how many we can do and where that'll be.
And can you clarify again, so some came from FP&L, and what was the second one that was?
So we basically have two sets of boxes out there. One, as we're discussing, are the ones that are controlled by FPL. FPL had, I believe it was 6 designs that we could choose from. That's where we're going first. I believe we budgeted about $20,000 to do that. So once we open the results, I think they've been opened, but once we know that money, like I said, we'll come back. The other boxes are the FDOT boxes at the traffic signals. Those are the ones that we'll call it phase 2 of this will be to design the art through some type of program. That will be the public participation component. of that, whether the commission decides, to do it with elementary school age or open it to the whole community, we'll bring a program back for that. But we focused on the FPL first. That was the low-hanging fruit to do quick improvements for the city.
Thank you. Anything else?
And I don't remember the dates, but the program Best Foot Forward, we're going to be working with them on some additional to the grant money, but some crosswalk safety programs, partnering with them. I believe it's at the end of the, do you remember the dates, Chief?
We have a window that is in February. We haven't selected the dates yet.
Okay. But you'll see them out there doing that soon.
Okay, any question, anything else, city
That's
manager?
it.
Any questions for our city manager? Anything for the new people? Certainly can ask questions, okay. Next, we'll go on to council comments, and Vice Mayor, we'll start with you.
Welcome, Commissioner Dembinski, Commissioner Card. And I think that Best Foot Forward is when I sit on the Transportation Planning Authority, that's the same lady that came and made the, okay. Yeah, she had a nice presentation, and it dovetailed in how we have probably the most advanced crosswalk that lights up on the ground and all that, and hopefully we'll be able to get DOT to pay for renovating the other one so we have some consistency, because we have so many tourists that come here and people from all over the country. Do you know how many people blow by those stops? And I'm sitting there and I'm braking slowly because I don't want the jamoke behind me to rear end me. It's oh my gosh, it's mayhem out there. But be that as it may, happy and healthy New Year to all, and may we all stay healthy, happy, and have a prosperous New Year.
Mel?
And thank you.
That's okay. I was trying to get his attention. I didn't want him to leave yet, so. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, well, we're going to miss Mel, we're going to miss Richard Bryan, but everyone's entitled to their reasons and stuff, and see what happens when we have to fill out that form.
Okay.
So I would like to welcome our newest commissioners and congratulations. I also wanted to take this time to thank Mel Lindauer and Richard Bryan for their service to the community. Just like our four candidates here tonight, they brought their own unique experiences and qualifications. Mel was, a business person, finance. Richard was more of an engineering background. And again, they both were fantastic servants of the city. All the meetings that we've gone to, League of Cities and Pearson and all, they were all there. So they did a great job, and we will miss them, but we certainly understand why they tendered their resignations, but we wish them all well. And but again, newest commissioners, congratulations and welcome.
Thank you. So Director Maddox, did we have I have quite a few questions for you, so keep your mic on. Did we plan that we were going to recognize them at one of the coffee with the mayors, or were we not going to do something to, or was that?
Mel's back.
Mel's back.
You
Okay,
missed all the kind words we said about you.
all right.
We thought you left. I was like, I chimed in and then Chris chimed in.
Could you do a rerun?
Yeah, we sure can. Well, it goes without saying, and I'm just speaking as vice mayor because Chris really said a lot of kind words. Your leadership, your guidance, your continuity, your experience, you're going to be missed. Would that be Chief Dembinski, Commissioner Dembinski that fills Mel's shoes now?
No.
Oh, it would be Commissioner Card.
Yeah.
Commissioner Card's got big shoes to fill. You have done so much for the city over the years in many, many capacities, and it goes without saying, it was honor serving with you. I'm going to miss you, buddy.
Yeah, it was.
So you all know, if it wasn't for Form 6, I'd still be sitting up there.
Certainly would we know that, and we understand.
It's totally invasive, and I just felt that I had to resign. So
okay.
I still love the city. I'll do anything you all need. Just all you have to do is pick up the phone and call me, and I'll be here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mel.
Thank you, Mel.
So, do we have something planned that we're going to do that? I'm sorry if I'm saying that, and
Yeah, we haven't announced anything.
Okay,
yet,
we
so
haven't, okay,
We are
but-
still working on it.
Okay, great, okay, but there will be, all right, so the next thing is, can you tell us a little bit about our Business Expo that's going to take place this Saturday?
Yes, we're partnering with the Chamber, Port Orange, and South Daytona Chamber of Commerce, and there's about 30 vendors that are going to be here Saturday from 10 to 2. We also have the Long Street Elementary PTA that's going to be serving food upstairs that you can purchase, and so we're looking for everyone to come out and learn about what we have to offer in our community.
Thank you, Director. The next thing is that I want to talk about coffee with the mayor. So tomorrow, our guest speaker will be Matt Reinhardt from District 2 for Volusia County, so come out and hear him. We also are going to have our wonderful Marilyn Wheeler. Every year we have a Ralph Wheeler Volunteer Award, and she will be presenting that tomorrow. So Coffee with the Mayor will be something that we really want to attend. One of the other things that I did want to talk about is my role, I feel, is to advocate for our community. And, you know, when the hurricanes came, I was up in Tallahassee advocating for that. Now my heart is in trying to do something with the insurance. So we had a meeting with Representative Tom Leake. I can't give the exact numbers, but he says he's thinking that 4 to 6 new carriers will be coming into Florida, and that's exactly what we needed, is more competition. He thought one of them would be exclusively for condos. So again, that's what I'm talking about to every legislator that I meet, is what can we do about that insurance? So I want you to know that we are taking care of that, or trying to. Our Coffee with the Mayor will be at the normal time, 10 to 11, but I want to give you advance notice that the meeting on February 14th, we're going to change the time for just that meeting only to 9 a.m. We need to attend, or would like to attend, the State of the County. That's at noon out in Deltona, so that would take us a while to get there. So 9 to 10, I'll announce it several different times. Our director will put it on the website. So that's all that I had right now. Again, congratulations. Looking forward to working with both of you. Thank you. Okay. Commissioner Dubinsky, do you have anything?
I do, actually. Thank you for your confidence in selecting me. I'll do the best job I can. I love this city, as I said earlier, and if you have any problems, you'll have my name and number to email, whatever, through the city, and you're more than welcome to call me anytime. I'm still on the phone 24 hours a day. I've always been.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Commissioner Card, what do you have for us this evening?
I'd like to say the same thing. I'm grateful and I'm humbled to be appointed to the position. I'd like to thank my friends and family, my wife especially, and I'm excited about the new position.
Great, thank you. Okay, next, I don't have any formal audience comments, but is there anyone, as I always do, if there's anyone in the audience that has any comments, this will be the time that we will be glad to entertain those. Okay, I see our previous Commissioner Lindauer had something that he would like to say. Mel, come on up.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Commissioners. I'm Mel Lindauer, 2958 Sealed Circle. First, I want to thank Mark and Stephen for stepping up and agreeing to fill the 2 vacant commission seats. I know both of these gentlemen, and I consider them to be friends. Both love our city, and as we do. Importantly, they both have leadership experience and the temperament to fit right in with the rest of the commission. I am so happy that you appointed them. Thanks again. I know they'll do a great job for our city.
Thank you, Mel. We appreciate it. Any other remarks? If not, items recommended for the next agenda. Does anyone have anything right now? So will we hope that the FP&L will be on the next agenda?
The next one or the first one in February.
Okay, all right. And then also we will have the swearing in of our 2 new commissioners. Okay, anything else that anyone wants to add to that agenda? Okay, if not, then this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for